What's going on, everybody? Happy Aloha Thursday. Welcome to the Hawaii Fishing Gear Show. We are High Fish Gear, Hawaii Fishing Gear. If you guys got any questions about fishing, I encourage you to drop them in the comments right now. And if you're watching it later in the day, please drop your questions in the comments. We do our best to respond to all the comments and answer as many questions as we can. Part of what we do to kind of give back to our community. Mahalo for the support. High Fish Gear, Story Neville Beach, and also a website, highfishgear.com. Before I start taking your questions, these are Hawaii Fishing Gear curly tails. We got a nice lineup. We posted on Instagram about this a while ago. 5 different colors that I think you guys will want to add to your arsenal. This first one is called Purple Whisper. That is a light purple, Violet Whisper. Sorry, it's a light purple hue on a clear grub. Violet Whisper. If you guys want to take a look at our website under brand new products, you'll be able to get nice close-up views of those. This one's called Mokin Rocks. Mokin Rocks, that is a clear with inclusions. That's for your clean water days. We got Moto O. Moto O, of course, it's a motor oil with inclusions. It's a green motor oil, and it's also got some green glitter in there. This one's called Riot. It's a dark profile grub with inclusions, kind of like almost like a translucent kind of smoke on that one. Riot. And then the last one, it looks like a clear grub, but I assure you, this is like an atomic brightness green. It glows crazy. That one's called She Glow. 5 different colors. If you didn't want to just grab like certain ones, we do offer a sample pack. That is 50 grubs. It comes with hooks and beads. Little red beads. We do have that available on the website as well. Sample packs, or if you want to just bite and you want to grab what you want, 25 packs are now available on the website. Just took a phone call a little bit. Brada knows we're going to be on auction a little bit, but you know what? I got to talk about it. This is the bottom of a rod, a bottom of a fishing rod. And everybody wants to know, I want to put a butt cap on that rod. How do I decide what butt cap do I need for my rod? You're gonna need a caliper. This is a caliper. It slides up and down to give you the outside diameter measurement of your pole. This is a 12-foot Penn Battalion 2 casting rod. This is one of the ones that a lot of people put butt caps on. You take your caliper and you put it on the outside of the rod and you push it as close as you can and slide it off, and then you get the measurements from this. I already know. I went and I grabbed, this is 26 millimeters. The outside diameter of this rod, 26 millimeters. You see this black kind of rubber grip on the outside of that? Before you put the butt cap on, you're gonna have to cut that off. You do not wanna put the butt cap over the rubber grip. You wanna put it on the raw blank. So what you will have to do is actually cut that off. 26 millimeters with the rubber. Will tell you that you need a 26 millimeter stainless steel butt cap, which are just restocked on highfishgear.com. We've got 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30 millimeter butt caps in stock right now. They are locally made. They're not cheap. They're 50 bucks, but they are quality and they will last you a while. We also sell these calipers on the website for $5. Highly recommend, if you don't have one in your house, especially if you got tools and stuff, you should have one of these to take your outside diameter measurements of whatever rod it is that you have, whether it is a fancy new blank that you just bought or whether it is an old rod that you're upgrading. There we go. Answering questions before people even ask. Just to give you guys a heads up, we are doing auctions at 4 p.m. Big tag auction items. You can join our Facebook group, High Fish Gear Deals, or you can join our membership on YouTube. $1 a month gets you access to our live stream on YouTube. The reason why we are charging $1 on YouTube is to keep the trolls out. You got to pay $1 a month. Not all the trolls want to invest $1 in causing trouble. So you can also join our Facebook group. You have to ask for permission to join. You have to answer the questions. There's a little bit more accountability on Facebook. But there you go. We're going to be doing a big tag auction item. We got $1,400 worth of fishing gear that we're all going to be letting go for whatever it goes for. And let's go ahead and check out the questions. Any chance of making an Owama sticker? Yes, there are chances of making an Owama sticker. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It will be showing up eventually. I do have Awama designs in my sticker catalog, so eventually we will be making Awama stickers. When are you guys restocking your shirts? We are going to start restocking towards the end of the month. We do have shirts in stock in store, but to get everything back in stock, probably towards the end of the month, with all the moving and everything, it took us a little while. The dust is starting to settle. We're going to start getting back into a rhythm, including not just the short sleeve shirts that we love making. We're also going to get this back in stock with the UV performance shirts by the end of the month. All right. I have had trouble of keeping my line tight when bait casting. Any tips to keep it tighter? I have trouble keeping my line tight when bait casting. I think is your lead slipping? Is that what it is? Like when you're trying to get tension on it. If you're trying to get a nice little tightness on the line, what I do is I back off my drag, and then I reel in my handle until it starts. Like when you're turning the handle and the spool isn't spinning, start tightening up my drag a little bit, turn the handle a little bit, kind of until you get that nice little mix where your rod starts doing a little bend. That's kind of what I like to do. Instead of just reeling until it gets stuck, because if you're reeling, next thing you know, you're already at shore and you just bring up your line already. But if you reel it too, you kind of get it firmly stuck into the rocks, it's gonna be less likely for you to get your lead back when you're checking bait later on. All right. I don't know what this guy is doing. Let me just go ahead and block that guy. All right. Remember you gave me, let's see. Okay. You gave me okay. Nainoa, welcome. Every once in a while, I will jack up a hat. Like I'm making a hat for an order or something, and it'll come out a little bit messed up. Rather than cry over spilled milk, wasted money on the hat, I walk straight out to the shop, and the first person I see, I give that hat for free. Just, a happy customer. It's worth the investment of whatever it costs to mess up the hat. We heat press our own hats, we heat press our own shirts and stuff, and if we can't auction it, we just give it away most of the time. All right. 6,500 Spinfisher reel, ideal for an 11-foot rod. 6,500 is a little bit bigger than a 6K. For dunking, yeah, 6,500 Spinfisher should match up nicely with an 11-foot rod. I'd probably stick with no more than 20-pound test on that monofilament for dunking. And once again, this conversation came up in a post on Facebook the other day. Okay. If you have used braid in the past for dunking and you haven't had any issues, awesome, great for you. When we try to provide an answer for people when it comes to should I use braid or should I use monofilament for dunking, our standard stick to your guns answer is you should not use braid for dunking. Our advice to you, if you have no opinion on it, don't use braid for dunking. Use braid for whipping. Use braid for off the boat, no problem. But if you want a good experience with less likelihood of getting that braid snagged and cut on the reef, which does happen, it's happened to a lot of people that have tried it and gone back to monofilament. There's more people that have gone from braid back to monofilament than from monofilament to braid. That makes sense. I think so. It's just not recommended. It's not recommended because we have a jagged volcanic reef on most places of the island, and that braid will just get tore up on those rocks. If you're fishing someplace where no more rocks, all sandy bottom, you're fishing off a pier where there's not too much place where that braid is going to get snagged, all power to you. But tell the people when they just starting off, brother, more benefit go with monofilament than braid if you're going to use that rod for dunking. Yes, you're going to get a long line capacity, but it's not going to be matter. Snap. All right. Let's see what other questions we got. I think I'm all caught up on Instagram up to the top. Anything on YouTube? We got 54 viewers, but I'm not seeing any questions yet. All right. Okay, I think we already answered that question. Got any rice beads in stock for Okule Teti? No, we do not have those kind of beads in stock. We do have some silver and some gold, but I know which ones you're talking about. We'll eventually carry them. Okay. Just a reminder, my timer is going to go off in about 3 minutes. We do have an auction at 4 p.m. Like I said, it's on YouTube and our Facebook group. What's the best lure for tarpon? Arma, but tarpon is not in our waters here in Hawaii, but I'm assuming that it's probably going to be a live bait. Probably always the best is going to be a live bait. I would highly recommend checking out Florida fishing groups because tarpon's very big in Florida. Okay. When do you guys get your nitro poles in stock? We are hoping that they will be back in stock in the next month or two. All right, we've got a huge order in place. The moment they drop, we should be getting a big order of them. Sign up for notifications on the rods specifically that you're looking for on our website. We get notifications, let us know who's subscribed for them, and you'll get an email or a text message as soon as they're replaced on our website. Okay, can slide on 12-foot Carnage 3 spinning, and what pound test model should I use? 12-foot Carnage 3 spinning. You could probably use an 8K pen, spool that bug up with 30-pound test if you're going to go straight mono. 30-pound test is fine. Use our medium game slides. Yes, you can slide on it. Just keep in mind when you're trying to keep that tension on a spinning rod, they don't bend the same as conventional, so you will have a lot of bend in it. You probably have a little bit of jumping and stuff like that, but it's fine. That's what we brought in the medium and the light game slides specifically for you guys that want to sample on. You guys want to sample slide baiting on your spinners. That's what the light game and the medium game slides are for, so you guys can enjoy the joys of slide baiting. You cast it out one time with the claw lead. You slide bait all night instead of having to cast and check bait all the time. All right. Are SST rods intended for saltwater too? Yes, Jonathan. The SST Okuma Salmon steelhead rods are perfect. We actually have the Okuma SST 9-foot heavy in stock. I was just showing it to a customer. Right now, that's probably the best big bubble rod that we got in stock. It's 9-foot, 2-piece, rated up to 2 ounces. A bubble full of water is 1.9 ounces, the big bubble, 1.9 ounces. It pairs up nicely with that 9-foot Okuma SST heavy action. All right. Let's see, what are the questions? Let's see what other questions we got on Instagram. Oh, that is my timer. I think we already answered the question about... I'll give you guys just a couple more minutes. My apologies for the short session today. But like I said, if you guys are watching this later in the day and watching this brief 13, 14-minute video gets you wanting to ask a question as if we were live, drop it in the comments. We check out the comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and we do our best to respond to them, all right? Thoughts on Shimano Terramar Ulua poles? I personally did not like them at first because of the ceramic guides, but I'm guessing more and more people are gravitating towards those ceramic guides on Ulua poles. I have not heard any complaints about the rod. They're a little bit pricey at $420, wrapped out the door, not as expensive as a custom rod, but the action on those rods feels a lot like some of those very expensive blanks that people have been buying. It has that stiffer Ulua pole feel in the medium heavy and the heavy action. It's a great off-the-shelf rod, $420 retail last time I checked. It's a pretty good rod. All right. Let's see, just make sure you rinse off the guides. Well, Jordan Kuana brought up something very good on YouTube. We are using rods that are technically for freshwater action, like the steelhead rods. And the rods may not be equipped with saltwater corrosion resistant eyes, so you may want to make sure that you take care of your rods. Not just the ones that are made for freshwater that we use for saltwater, but every single rod you get. When you pow, rinse them off, give them a nice little wipe, put them away someplace nice where the sun's not beating down on them. All right, your rods will last the length of they have intended to be. All right, and thank you, Whitewash, for the congratulations on the new shop. Can I put my name on one of the new Major Craftsman never come out yet? The new Okuma, sorry, not Okuma. On the new Major Craftsman Pachi rod. That's supposed to be coming out in September. We've got an order we're working on. If you saw it at the expo, I think that was a 12-foot rod. I told them we would prefer a 10'7" because the 10'7" is going to be an all-around great whipping reel. 10'6", 10'7", rated up to 2 ounces. Let's go. That's pretty much what we want. Any of rod makers out there? 10 foot, 10'7", rated up to 2 ounces. Check the butt length. Make sure it extends right past the elbow for the cast. And I think I'm going to wrap it up right there because the longer I stay, the less time I'm going to have to prep for auction. Stussy, sign up for notifications. It's the best I can do. You get, we place an order. They don't have it in stock. The moment our order ships, it might come in stock. So just stay tuned, sign up for notifications, call around. Maybe some other shops might not sell them as fast as we do, and they might be sitting on a couple of them. All right, I think that's about it. You guys have a good one. And like I said, if you guys have a question, drop them in the comments. And mahalo for all the congratulations. I appreciate it. Aloha.